Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new TJ's The World According to Wrestling. And I'm your host, TJ Wiggins. Here to talk to you about, two wrestling shows that, I usually always talk about, and a brand new one with AEW Rampage. Here to talk to you about Impact Wrestling, Smackdown, and AEW Rampage, brand new show. Let's get started. Impact. It was alright, Tennille Dashwood beat apologize. Tennille Dashwood beat Taylor Wilde. With the return of Madison Rayne, she turned heel. She interfered in the match, helped Tennille Dashwood win. Something else of note is Alexander, he beat, Sean Daivari. It's a nicely worked match. Those two are great. They're pretty damn good together. And, those two are just fantastic. They can outwork almost pretty much all their competition. Then there was a promo with the Good Brothers. And, in this Shaq or Hut or whatever the fuck. And Violent by Design can apparently teleport because the damn lights will flicker on and off. And then Violent by Design will appear. They talk about how they're going to win shots at the tag belts and then they're going to win the world title. How they're, going to take over everything. Which, led to, a match went by, which leads to the main event. Which is the Battle Royal for a shot at Kenny Omega. One of his world title belts at the Impact title. Yeah, it was alright. Had Sami Callihan and Chris Bay, I believe. They had, a contrived spot on the outside where both of them are just fighting on the edge for what seems like fucking forever. And none of them will actually do whatever it took to get the other one eliminated. But in the end, Sami Callihan and Ace Austin. I'm sorry. I need to look at my notes here. And the Battle Royal was won by, ironically enough, Myers, who's Kurt Hawkins. And considering what's going to happen on AEW Rampage that I'm going to talk about, him winning is quite surprising because you would think like some of the other bigger names like Sami Callihan will win another shot or something like that. But they swerved us and gave it to Brian Myers. We'll see how this goes and how he gets his future title shot. And on SmackDown, there's a promo with Cena and Reigns. They're in the ring talking about their match at SummerSlam. Cena talks about being, the 7-time champ, and I hope that doesn't happen. And the fucking promo went 30 goddamn minutes. They're just doing nothing but shooting goddamn script. They're just fucking shooting their mouth off. But next up, we had an alright match. It was Nakamura against Cruz. It was for the IC title. It was good. Nakamura won the belt again. I just hope it's good that he's winning, belts, but it's the mid-card belt, and he needs to win the world title belt. I think it'd be great for him. It'd be fantastic. He's good enough to be it. And next we have the Alpha Academy. They lost to the returning Street Profits, which I don't understand why I really like the Street Profits. But, people like what they like. And Ford almost got killed with this damn jump again. He needs to quit fucking doing that. I think the only way he's going to learn is if he breaks his neck and die. Because he completely overshot Otis and landed head first onto the floor. I mean, dude, it was just completely ridiculous about that. Next, another tag match. We had the Mysterios. They beat the tag team of Rude and Ziggler. I don't see why they're jobbing out Ziggler and Rude. They're fantastic, even though Rude should be a world champion by now. But since they're going to throw him in this tag team, they might as well win. They can't even do that. See, the Usos tried, to distract the Mysterios with the video on screen. But the Mysterios still won the match, further burying Ziggler and Rude. They can't even beat somebody distracted by somebody who's on a goddamn TV screen. But, people say, oh, hey, the Mysterios are great, and they're, tag champs, and all that crap. But, let's be honest here. Who do you think's the better team between the Mysterios and Rude and Ziggler? It's Rude and Ziggler. So, therefore, they should win. Next up, Corbin coming out there, and he's continuing his bullshit about how he's broke and how he begs people for money. So thankfully, Kevin Owens, he returns. He says that he'll give him money if he could beat him in a match. And I think you all know how that went. Yeah, he got hit with the Stone Cold Stunner to start the match. And just went on for like another 5 or 6 minutes. With Owens beating Corbin. Now Corbin can no longer beg for money. It's fantastic, because I'm tired of seeing that shit. I mean, it's great material, but he's clearly fucking acting. This isn't a goddamn movie. This is fucking wrestling. If he wants to do that shit, go to fucking Hollywood like goddamn Cena. Next, we have the contract signing between Belair and Banks. They're doing regular bitchy, catty stuff, throwing these snide remarks at each other. And then Banks calls in Zelina and Carmella to come and beat up Belair. And you could tell a problem here on Smackdown is that everybody except for Belair is a fucking heel. Because nobody comes out there and tries to save her. Where's her husband, Montez Ford? Why isn't he helping his wife? I mean, I know he can't go out there and like punch her them in the face or whatever. But you mean to tell me you're not going to try and pull them off? Of them beating up your wife? That doesn't make any sense to me. Because I'm not going to let my wife get beat up like that. Just showing how much this whole thing is fucking fake and scripted. But that is Friday Night Smackdown. And right after that, we were treated to a brand new show called AEW Rampage. And so, let me go ahead and the refreshing thing about this, is that it's only an hour instead of the usual 2 to 3 hours, which is actually quite refreshing because it's easily consumable. You can sit down, a few minutes, you'll get straight to the main event. It's just fantastic. They had a hot crowd. The beginning match was between Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage for the Impact World title. It was a good match, nicely worked. The only real problem I have with the finish is that Don Callis, who was literally sitting there on the ring, he was standing on the ring trying to get in, causing interference for, I think, like about a solid 30 or 40 seconds, which is absolutely ridiculous. Because why hasn't the referee thrown him out yet or disqualify him? But it's to set up the interference spot where Omega hits the low blow on Cage, and then the dumb folks come out there and try to run interference, and they're taking their time. They're on their way fucking dancing to the ring. But Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, they run them off, and Christian Cage hits the kill switch. The unprettier to me. He'll always be the unprettier. Onto Omega, onto the steel chair. Omega gets the win. He is now the new Impact World Champion. And we'll see how, Brian Myers goes up against Christian Cage if they're going to, set up that match. That's a match I can't wait to see. And, next we have Fuego del Sol against Miro for the TNT title. Plus, as an added bonus, if Del Sol wins, he earns an AEW contract full time. Because he's been, on and off on Dark and Elevation and stuff, their YouTube channels. But the thing is, they shown his record. He is 1-39. 1 win and 39 losses. Why you would want to have a full-time dude like that on your roster, I don't know. That just screams jobber. It was alright, Fuego, at the beginning. He, did what he's supposed to do. Babyface is supposed to shine at the beginning of a match. Then Miro shuts him down and just completely beats the shit out of him. And, he gets a tap out. The crowd is still cheering Fuego, and how he tried and did a good job. His best friend Sammy Guevara comes out of the inner circle along with Tony Khan, and Tony Khan hands Sammy Guevara a contract. And Guevara comes down to the ring and tells Del Sol that he's been signed regardless of the outcome of the match. Which is nice, and like to see what he does in the future, but with the 1-39 record, he damn sure has a lot of shit to improve on. But now, thankfully, we get to our main event, which is Britt Baker going up against Red Velvet for the AEW Women's title. This is alright, except for there's a couple spots in there where it looked like Velvet should have definitely won. Hitting a big move and then doing the springboard moonsault off the top turnbuckle. That, I believe, that should have beaten Britt Baker personally, because 2 high impact moves like that, how can she expect to kick out? But the match continues on for another couple minutes. Then Britt Baker gets the upper hand. Then she locks in the lockjaw, which is her finishing move. And Red Velvet taps out. So all in all, that was nice. Before the match of Baker and Velvet, they had a promo with Mark Henry. And Mark Henry does a great job of, announcing and mediating disputes and stuff. This is his first shot at it, and I gotta say, he's headed out of the ballpark. I can't wait to see what Mark Henry does next week. It definitely wants to make me watch him, Rampage. I hope it does for y'all guys too. But, this has been an episode of TJ's World According to Wrestling. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Leave comments down below of what you think of, Impact, Smackdown, or the brand new show, AEW Rampage. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.